Let us talk about CSS units. In CSS, you have two groups of units. You have absolute units and relative units. Absolute units are not used so much except the pixel. You have cm for centimeter, you have mm for millimeter, you have in or n for inch, which 1 inch is 96 pixels, which is the same as 2.54 centimeter. And then you have pixel. 1 pixel is 1/96 of 1 inch, and pixel is relative to the viewing device. It means that for example, in low resolution device, 1 pixel is 1 device pixel, but in high resolution device, 1 pixel is more than 1 pixel in that device. Then you have pt for point. 1 pt is 1/72 of 1 inch. 1/72, and 1 point is this much of 1 inch. Then you have pc, which stands for pcos. 1 pcos is 12 points. Relative lengths or units, you have em, which is relative to the font size of the element. For example, 2em is 2 times the font size or the current font size. Then you have ex is relative to the x head of the font size, not used so much. Then you have ch relative to the width of the character 0. Then you have rem is used also a lot. It is relative to the font size of the body or the root element. Then you have viewport width. It is relative to 1% of the viewport's width, or viewport is the device screen or the device width. So it is also responsive. Then you have viewport height or height. It is relative to 1% of the viewport's height. It is also responsive. Then you have viewport minimum is relative to 1% of viewport's smaller dimension. And then view max is relative to 1% of viewport's larger dimension. Then you have percent. It is relative to the parent element. It is also responsive. Now let's go and see these units in practice. You saw the pixel and percentage previous in this video. We set the font size of the entire body of this document. Font size we say 18 pixel. Then for this element we gave a font size with the unit rem. We say 1 rem, which is not allowed in CSS. A class name is not allowed to start with a number. So we must correct in this. If is 1 rem, font size 1 rem. Change this also here. If is 1 rem. Let's see. So we change the font size of the entire body to 16 pixel and this one to 1 rem, which is exactly the same as the original one. Let us change it here to rem, which is, and if you say 1.5, so it is relative to the font size of the body or the root element. Then we have another important unit, that is view weight or view height. You can use it not only for the font size or anything, you can use it for any other thing as well. For the view weight, let us give this container a width of 20 view weight. Here say W 20 view weight, just for test. 20 view weight means 20% of the screen device width, 20 view weight, and now you see it changed to that. Let us inspect in this and see that is this one. The original one is the full width, so it has no width, it takes the entire screen, and if you specify the width, it only takes that percentage. So now it is 20% of the viewport's width. You can increase it also here, let's say 50. Now it is half of the viewport width, and it is responsive. For example, now it is here, if you also increase or decrease the screen size width, it stays the same. For mobile device, here you have tools on your browser that you can check how it looks like in different devices, like cell phones, smart devices. Here you can select it, iPhone SE, iPhone XR, and Galaxy. You have iPad Air, and etc. You can check how it looks like. You see now, this is this stays half of the screen size in any device. So it is something very interesting. On iPad Air, it's just like that. Now in centimeter, it is much longer. If you say 10 centimeter, it will be like that. And then you can also change it to millimeter, which is a very small size. 10 millimeter is 1 centimeter. So 100 millimeter is 10 centimeters, and it is like that. Or you can say, for example, 15-inch, and then it is a very large size that you see overflow. It is interesting that it happened with the width and height or head. You must know the overflow as well. It is very important.